Fall camp opens up in just 3 weeks, and the kickoff to the 2025 Texas Longhorns football season is just over 50 days away. I'm Cody Carpentier with Orange Bloods Live, and this is brought to you by Man Eye Institute. See life better. Today, we're going to be seeing the 2025 season better for the Texas Longhorns because I'm going to walk through all 12 of the opponents. I'm going to break down the toughest matchups of the season and rank them 1 through 12 and give you a prediction for the Texas Longhorns going into training camp. Again, we're 3 weeks away from training camp, just over 50 days until the season begins. And I just want to get into it. I mean, the 4th of July is over, fireworks all weekend. We're praying for everybody in Central Texas right now dealing with the floods. It's unbearable, unthinkable, unexplainable. But just know that everybody that is being felt is being thought about by a lot of people across the country, even me out in South Carolina. So love you all for always tuning in, and hope all of your family and everybody is getting better and all positive vibes are sent. With that being said, Orange Bloods Live today, ranking the Texas Longhorns schedule in 2025. Starting out at number 12, not going to shock anybody. It's going to be the teams that you get in week 2, 3, and 4. We're going to start off first and foremost with Sam Houston State in week 4. It's a night game. They're going to be coming off of a Hawaii road trip into a bye, and then they get to go to Texas, and then they get another bye. So Sam Houston in week 4, even though it's a night game at DKR, that's going to be the easiest game on the schedule for the Texas Longhorns in week 4. Number 11, San Jose State, week 2, coming off of the Ohio State game, 11 a.m. kickoff. San Jose is going to be coming off Central Michigan. Then they're going to have to go into Texas. And no matter which way you slice it, Texas is either going to be prepared and get through Ohio State, and then they're going to go back home. It's going to be the home opener at DKR, San Jose State, bloodbath, whichever way you slice it, or potentially coming off a loss. They're going to want to get right against San Jose. It's just not a good spot for San Jose to be in. And I think San Jose is the worst of the 3 teams here, Sam Houston, UTEP, and San Jose. Speaking of UTEP, they're going to come in at number 10. UTEP is. I like UTEP. They've made some nice moves going forward, adding Malachi Nelson of sorts. It's going to be an afternoon kickoff. They're going to be coming off of UT Martin, squished in between UT Martin and UL Monroe for UTEP here in week 3. That's going to be the 10th toughest game of the season. Number 9, we get into SEC play at Mississippi State in week 8. This is scheduled for an afternoon or night game. Mississippi State is going to be coming off of a road trip to Florida. And then they're going to host Texas, and then they're going to have to go to Fayetteville, Arkansas. So Mississippi State, I don't think they're in a good shape. I mean, Mississippi State is battling for the bottom of the SEC right now with the likes of Kentucky, Vandy. You know, people think Oklahoma is going to be good, but that's where they're battling. They're battling for the dungeon of the SEC. They come in for us at number 9. At number 8, I'm going to go Vandy. I love the storyline behind Diego Pavia, everything that surrounds it. But Texas gets Vandy going into the bye there in week 10. And I think this is going to set up well. Vandy, it's 11 a.m. kickoff at home at DKR, November 1st. Vandy has Missouri the weekend before at Texas and then Auburn. Texas is going to be coming off of that Mississippi State game on the road. And then they're going to get a bye after the Vandy game. So they're going to just kind of remind you of that Florida game from last year where they blitzed them and they were up 40 before you even, could get your pop and sit down at the seat at DKR. Number 7. This is where people are going to get upset because number 7 is one that, if you go walk around the landscape and see where everybody else has these games ranked, number 7 is Texas A&M. People have A&M, 2, 3 in this conversation, 2, 3, 4. I have A&M 7. It's a night game at DKR. It's week 13. It's after the Arkansas game. It's after the Georgia game. It's after the bye. A&M is going to have South Carolina at home, Samford at home, and then Texas. The last time A&M won a true road game, a true road night game at South Carolina, November 7th, 2020. 5 years ago, this is the last time Texas A&M won a true road night game. They did win a night game, neutral site against Arkansas a few years ago. They won by 2 against a ranked Arkansas team, but they've had losses, night losses at South Carolina, at Auburn, neutral against Oklahoma State, at Alabama, at South Carolina, at Auburn, at Ole Miss, at LSU over the course of the last 4 years. They have not had a true road night win since 2020. A&M sitting there in week 13. I'll just walk right into it. Arkansas is the next team at number 6. So Arkansas and A&M are back-to-back on the schedule and back-to-back in the rankings. Arkansas is number 6. Arkansas is the week after the Georgia game. That's the trap situation. This is going to be an afternoon kick. It's scheduled. It's a flex. It's between a 2:30 and a 5 p.m. kick at DKR, sandwiched between Georgia and A&M. We get the bye before Georgia, but after Georgia, that's going to be a brutal game in Athens. Then you got to come back home. You got Arkansas at home. Arkansas hates you more than you hate them. Taylor Green's back. Sam Pittman's going to be fighting for his job. I like where Arkansas sits right now, and they should be 5-4 going into that game, and they need to win. They have a bye. Then they have at LSU, at Texas, Missouri to finish the season out. And they should be 5-4 at that point. Could be 4-5. If they're 4-5, they have to win 2 of the final 3 to get to 6-6. At LSU, at Texas, Missouri, that's not going to happen. But if they're 5-4, they could be feeling. I just think they're going to be fighting. Pittman's going to be fighting for his job if he's not fired at that point. And I think Arkansas is a little bit of a tougher set because it's the trap game. You don't have to get up for A&M. You got to get up for Arkansas, sandwiched in between Georgia and A&M. So Arkansas comes in at number 6. Number 5 is at Kentucky, the night game at Kentucky. We saw this game a year ago for Georgia, 13-12 game. Year after year after year, Kentucky at Kroger Field at night is tough. This is October 18th, the week after Oklahoma, 2 weeks after Florida, and then the week before traveling to Mississippi State. It's a little bit of a trappy spot. It seems easy because Kentucky should stink in theory. But like I said, you look at last year with the Georgia stuff, the last couple years with Georgia, actually, Kentucky's going to be coming off of a Athens trip, then into a bye before they get a home and home against Texas and Tennessee in the middle of the season. So at Athens, bye, then they get Texas at home. So Kentucky's going to be sitting there watching the Red River Shootout on a bye week before they get them at home. That's a scary spot for me. That's a trappy spot. Number 4, we get at Ohio State opening weekend. The only reason it's down here, it's going to be tough to go into Columbus, but it's an 11 a.m. kick. Ohio State's been really good at home. I totally get that. I'm not going to argue that with anybody. The last couple of years, I think Ohio State's record at home is 10-2. Their only losses have come against Oregon and Nebraska, which both came in 2024. Funny enough, but it's week 1. It's not like it's week 6 night game. You're in the middle of the schedule. This is week 1. You're going to have 200 days to get ready for this game. I think Sark and company are going to be prepared for Ohio State in week 1, whichever way it goes. I don't think it's the toughest game on the schedule. Number 3, at Athens, week 11, off of a bye. That helps. If it wasn't off a bye, probably ticks up to number 2, potentially 1. Georgia is going to be coming off of a Florida game at Mississippi State, and then they have Charlotte after Texas. So it's going to be really a Florida, Georgia line at Mississippi State. Then they get Texas, and then they're going to say, well, look at that Charlotte game next week. That's going to be your bye, essentially. So you really got to push all the marbles in against Texas here with just 2 weeks left in the season. That's going to be a massive game in Athens. I have it at number 3 only because I put Oklahoma at 2 because Oklahoma feels like a little bit of a wild card right now. And the way the schedule shakes out with the bye before Florida's going to be a gauntlet. That's number 1 on the list. I'll just tell you that right now. Florida's number 1 on the list. Oklahoma's number 2. It's a rivalry game. We've seen how these games have went the last couple of years, and Texas fans know how it's been the last decade. Everybody wants the tides to turn, but John Mateer is a good quarterback. And if you look at week 6, the way Oklahoma's got the schedule started for themselves, they could be 5-0. I think there's a good likelihood they're potentially 5-0. At least 4-1 at that point, depending on how that Michigan game goes. Oklahoma could be rolling by the time they get to Dallas, which is not a good thought with a quarterback like John Mateer that could be Manziel, Cardell Jones, this to Baker Mayfield, this type of just aura that they bring to the game that is just really tough to contain. So I got Oklahoma at 2. And the number 1 at Florida. This is not your dad's Florida. When you look at Florida the last couple of years, 6-2, 4-3, 5-2, 5-3 at home. Losses to Mississippi State, Tennessee, Utah, Kentucky, Missouri, Kentucky, Tennessee, Kentucky, LSU, Bama. That's the last 4 years. The problem is they have not had a DJ Lagway at the helm for the full season. And in week 5, it's really early. Texas is coming off a bye. It's tough. Going into the Swamp, I think the Swamp at night in week 5 is going to be a whole different dynamic than we've seen Texas have the last couple of years. I know they've played a ton of high-end neutral games. They've played some road games. And the thing is, I didn't realize this till doing this exercise. Sark is 12-6 on the road the last 4 years. He was 3-6 the first 2 years. He's been 9-0 the last 2. The only team in America to be 9-0, to be undefeated the last 2 seasons combined on the road is the Texas Longhorns. The 4 of the top 5 games on this list at Florida, neutral Oklahoma, at Georgia, at Ohio State, at Kentucky. It's tough. It's going to be a gauntlet. But I think Florida's the toughest one on the road in the Swamp. My prediction across the board here, win against Sam Houston week 4. That's number 12 on the list. Win against San Jose State at home. That's number 11 on the list. Win against UTEP. I'm going in inverse order now. Mississippi State is going to be a win. Win against Vandy. Win against A&M. Like I said, I explained their road record at night. I think A&M's close. They're obviously doing it well in recruiting right now. They're close. No cigar. Not quite yet. Here, week 13 is going to be a kind of like I said with the Georgia game for Georgia. Push the chips in. Texas is going to be in that situation. Week 12 against Arkansas, that's going to be a win. I'll give Texas the win against Kentucky. I think week 1, Texas has enough time to be prepared for that game. They'll show up. That's going to be a tight one. I've seen some predictions out there. So Arch throws 4 touchdowns. Texas wins by 3. Relax. Both these teams lost a ton. Texas has the edge. They need to show up and they need to do the job. Give them the dub. The one loss I have, the one true loss is at Georgia. I don't think they get through Georgia. I think they go down to Athens. They take the L. November 15th, they bounce back with wins against Arkansas and A&M. And then they get the Georgia-Texas rematch in the SEC championship. Win at Oklahoma or win a neutral site against Oklahoma. And then I think that Florida game's a toss-up. So if I had to set the line right now for Texas, it would be 10.5. I think I lean win against Florida, but that's going to be that's like I said, DJ Lagway, Arch Manning. You can't make it up. That's going to be a phenomenal game. 11-1, Texas Longhorns go to the SEC championship, and they get back against the Georgia Bulldogs. Finally, they get the Georgia Bulldogs.